All right. Here we are underway, qualifying for the Pro Division. 10 minutes. And there we go. Oh man, I can't even speak any English. All right, so ERA Racing, our first racer out on the track, will be the first one to give us an official lap time potentially here. So this being just the out lap, none of these times will count. But nonetheless, qualifying underway here with the A3T, this being the Pro Division. ERA Racing getting it all wrong right there, totally getting sideways there. Going to not do anything because it is just the outlap. See Lisa Salter's back there just giving plenty of room for that driver to get out and ahead. All right, hot lap underway here. Distinct Crimson and that BMW, the M6. Very torquey car, let me tell you what. Thunder Runner here in the Lexus. We're back on the first car, going to give us a first qualifying time of the evening here for the Pro Division in the A3T. Couple more corners to go here, and we're going to start seeing some qualifying times come in. Final two corners for ERA's Racing here. It goes a little bit wide there. And we are looking at a 145.721. Distinct Crimson comes across with a 143.878. The 143.936. Thunder Runner coming in with a 144.287. Distinct Artemis coming across with a 144.594. Lisa Salters comes in with a 144.357. Good enough for P4 so far. Remy here, got me Ice Cube here with a 145.067. Good enough for P6 thus far. Remy in with a P7 thus far. Leaning with a 145.474. Good enough for P8. ERA with a 145.721. Good enough for P9 thus far. CD at the P10 in 146.433. The Distinct Crimson now pulling fastest lap on track, beating his best time again by 0.2 of a second. 3/10 of a second make that. Distinct Crimson coming in with a 143.812. Just behind would have 143.936. Has picked up a half-second penalty. That is going to be no good for this lap. Gave that lap, essentially. Lisa Salter's coming in with 144.199, giving a full P3 with Thunder Runner, also picking up a half-second penalty. Distinct Artemis here sitting in P5 with a 144.594. Yummy Ice Cube in P6 with a 144.788. We got just 4 minutes remaining in qualifying. Remy currently sitting in P7 with a 145.348. We got ERA Racing with a 145.366, good enough for P8. Siemens Stadium with a 145.474, good enough for P9. And CB Matt here with a 146.268. He can better his time here. Hey, Boosted Reds Gaming, appreciate the follow, man. Appreciate you. Glad to have you on board. Thank you kindly. Apologies for just having now noticed. I appreciate the follow, though. Bigwood coming across Distinct Crimson with a new fastest time with a 143.512. But here comes Ridwan sitting on a 143.936. Lisa Salter sitting on 144.199, and Thunder Runner with a 144.287, so just behind Lisa Salters there. Steve Artemis sitting in P5 with a 144.537. Remy here now moving up with a 144.562. 25 thousandths of a second off of Distinct Artemis. Yep, Ice Cube here in P7 with the 144.788. Also looking really quick. ERA Racing with a 145.366, good enough for P8 here. Gummy sits in P7. Steven Staley here currently in P9 with a 145.418. Just a minute 45 seconds left remaining in this qualifying section. And CB Matt with a 146.268 here. Oh, Distinct Crimson again was pulling purples, but got it a little bit wrong there. We'll see if he can better his time once again. And it's going to be a yes. Betters his time by 0.3 of a second. Wow. So Distinct Crimson with a 143.166. Flat out cruising. And Ridwan does not better his time. He will remain in P2 unless Lisa Salters comes across. Does better his time. Oh, just 76 thousandths of a second behind Ridwan is Lisa Salters. Thunder Runner. Also on a hot lap here still. He is 12 thousandths of a second down from his best time thus far. Oh, these gentlemen and lady racers looking awful spicy here in the Pro Division with the A3T here at the GLEN tonight. Again, sponsored by Six Sigma Sim Racing. Go and check them out for all of your racing sim racing necessities, y'all. Thunder picked him up a half-second penalty right at the third to last corner. Unfortunate. So he'll not be bettering his time. So it'll be distinct in P1, Ridwan in P2, Lisa Salters in P3, Thunder Runner in P4, Distinct Artemis in P5, Remy in P6, and Gummy Ice Cube in P7. P8 will belong to Seaman Staley. EERA's Racing will get P9, and CD Match will, let's see if he can better his time here. Looking pretty quick. Much quicker than before. Oh, potentially might better his time. Still in P10 though. Betters his time by nearly a half a second there. So wow, that just tells you how quick this field is up in front of him. Man alive, I can tell you right now, looking at these qualifying times, you've got 3 racers in the 143s. 2, 3, 4, 5 racers in the 144s and 2 racers in the 145. So, wow. We'll start in the front row here. Will be Distinct Crimson and Lisa Salters. Wow, Lisa Salters coming in. Okay, Lisa Salters did better his lap time, and we'll start out in the front row with Distinct Crimson. Row 2 will be Ridwan and Thunder Runner. Row 3 will be Distinct Artemis and Remy. Row 4 will be Gummy Ice Cube and Seaman. Row 5 will be EERA's Racing and CB Matt. All right, all right, all right. Be about 2 minutes and we will get underway here for this final race of the evening for the Pro Division for the A3T. There have been 2 other races in the form of the Pro-Am and Amateur divisions. And I know for certainly the Pro-Am put on one heck of a show, and I can pretty much guarantee it, the Amateur division also always week after week putting in a great show and race as well. Qualifying has finished. We will allot for a couple of minutes time for these racers to get settled in and ready for this hour-long endurance race. They're getting after it in the pro lobby. Woohoo! Yes, sir, they are, Greg. Indeed. That for some quick times. How we doing, Greg? How we doing? Appreciate your being here, buddy. Funny. So once again, we are here with the A3T. Hey, glad to hear you're doing well, my guy. And the A3T are sponsored by Six Sigma Sim Racing. Y'all go and check them out for any of your sim racing needs. And I'll tell you what, we're in for one heck of a show here in the Pro Division with the A3T, as they are some extremely fast racers, and always there are battles throughout the entire field, and I expect nothing different here tonight. Hey, I'm doing fantastic, my guy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just having a great night of racing thus far, has not let us down here in the A3T tonight for both the Pro-Am division that we called just before this, and I can guarantee you this will be one heck of a race here as well. Just about ready to start this race up, and here we go, 5 seconds away. All right. Where are we at? That is awful strange there. Why am I not seeing? We've got lights. And they're off. They're off. Giggity, y'all. Let's get to racing. Here they go into turn 1. Single file for the most part. Ribbon trying to get around Thunder Runner there. Oh, a little bit of bumping. A little bit of rubbing. It's racing. Ribbon does get around Thunder Runner there. We're too deep going through the S's here. All over the racetrack. Distinct Artemis up into P4. Gets around Thunder Runner. Thunder Runner just behind Distinct there. We got a Gummy Ice Cube in P6. Here in P7. We've got Siemens Daily in P8, EDRA Racing in P9, and CB Matt in P10. Let's get back up to our leaders here. Distinct Crimson and Lisa Salters just behind Distinct Crimson. Let's get you some racing information up, and that would help. Alright, so Lisa Salters all over the back of Distinct Crimson. Just 0.3 of a second down. Ribbon 1.1 seconds behind Lisa Salters. So it's Ribbon, Distinct, Thunder Runner in 3, 4, and 5. Then we've got a Gummy Ice Cube in P6 just behind Thunder Runner there. Remy in P7. EERA Racing in P8. Siemens Stanley in P9. And CB Matt holding on to the back of Siemens. All this race very close together thus far. All these racers very close together thus far. Yeah, that sounds better, huh? We'll get it right here at one point in time for another chat. All right, so Distinct trying to open up himself a little bit of a gap. Does not manage to break away that slip now from Lisa Salters. Closing up the gap to Lisa Salters, just 1.1 seconds now. Distinct Crimson all over the back of Gridwan and Thunder Runner right there as well. Or Distinct Artemis in P4 rather. Our lone female racer here in the Pro Division at the A3T, and a fantastic racer as well. As you can see, doing an incredible job here thus far tonight. Thunder Runner just right there as well. Currently in P5, and Distinct Artemis making the move on Ridwan, snags away that P3 in the BMW there. Brilliant move was that. As I was just saying, I'm telling you what, y'all, look out. There are some lady sim racers out there in the world, and they are fast, and this is one of them right here. High racing integrity and just all around good racers. Are the females here in the world of sim racing as well. So Thunder Runner in P5, Gummy Ice Cube here in P6. Remy catching up to the back of Gummy. Gummy gets a little bit slideways there, so Remy closing up that gap even more now. So 1 second deficit, and here comes Remy. So the front 7 breaking away from the... Oh, here comes Remy right there. Let's get back on that. Remy looking to make a move along the inside of Gummy, and side by side coming into turn 1 and into turn 2. Up in through the S is still side by side here. That Mercedes, I'll tell you what, it's got loads of power coming up these hills. Still side by side is Remy and Gummy. into a battle here, side by side, coming into the chicane, and Remy gets the position. Gummy just backs out a little bit. Thunder Runner's here in P5, all over the back of Ridwan now. Just half a second separating those two. Ooh, Ridwan goes a little bit wide, but manages to keep the car underneath of him there. Artemis now in P3, 1.2 second lead over Ridwan, and just 2.1 seconds behind Lisa Salters. Meanwhile, Distinct Crimson 1 second ahead of Lisa Salters. So well within that slipstream still is Lisa Salters. Everybody, of course, pulling purples thus far. Distinct Crimson here in the lead just by 1.1 second now. Great exit out of that corner. Let's see what the fastest lap is going to be now. 144.868 by Distinct Crimson. Lisa Salters in P2 here. Distinct Artemis in P3. We got Ridwan here, has picked up a half-second penalty. That is likely going to give that position up to Thunder Runner here. Currently in P5. I'll tell you, I need to get on track with some of these ladies and gentlemen more often. I'll tell you what, yo, Mr. Jason D. Hansen coming in with the multiple shares. Thank you, my guy. Coming in hot with all them shares. You absolute all-star, you. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you, my guy. Woo-wee! Ridwan getting a little bit wide there. Catches a bit of air in the Porsche there. Oh, goes wide there too. Tags the wall a little bit. Does a fantastic job of holding on to the Porsche though. A little bit of dirty tires. Thunder Runner, here it comes. Ridwan going to have to serve that half-second penalty. Turns into more like a full second of racing time negated here. Thunder Runner will get the job done. Moves up into P4 now. Here comes Ridwan trying to pull off the old switcheroo. They're side by side again. Thunder Runner managing to hold him off. Woo-wee, there's a battle here going on for P4. Let me tell you what, Ridwan all over the back of Thunder Runner. Coming to the final corner into the start-finish straight. Into turn one and up through the S as they go. Remy here in P6 starting to catch up to the back of Ridwan as well. Oh man. Hopefully the controller holds out, guys. My controller is dying. No. Let's see if we can remedy that real quick, guys. Gonna have to sit somewhat oddly here, but that's all right. So Thunder Runner, meanwhile, holding on to P4. Got Ridwan all over the back, and Ridwan takes a little bit of a wider entry into that corner, and you can see that makes for a great exit coming out. Ridwan just all over the back of Thunder Runner. You can see those different lines coming into play here, breaking the slipstream. Get some clean air under that race car there. Thunder Runner on the defensive. No, goes wide. And Ridwan, oh, he tried for it, but Thunder Runner cleanly manages to hold on to that position on the outside there. Ridwan having to brake really hard with being on the inside of that corner to start. But here comes Remy, you guys. This battle between Ridwan and Thunder Runner. Ridwan to the inside now. Thunder Runner will have the inside for the next corner. They're side by side coming into turn one. Ridwan gets the move done, but here comes Remy now looking to possibly take over from Thunder Runner as well. Thunder goes on the defensive here. Remy, oh boy, howdy, no, unable to do it. Thunder Runner holds on to a great racing here between P4, P5, and P6. Meanwhile, Gummy Ice Cube not far back from these guys as well, just 7/10, 6/10 of a second off the back of Remy. So Gummy Ice Cube starting to pick up pace now as well and getting up into this battle for the top 6 positions. And Ridwan gets it wrong coming into the chicane. Oh, carnage all over the racetrack. Remy gets through cleanly. Gummy gets through cleanly as well as Thunder Runner. No damage on any of these race cars. That is fantastic to see. Just a little bit of damage on Ridwan's car there. Gummy picking up a half-second penalty there. That's unfortunate as he was pretty much forced wide. Didn't have any choice but to go wide there. They're going to have to give up that position now to Ridwan. Ridwan back up into P6. Meanwhile, Remy in P5, Thunder Runner in P4, Distinct Artemis in P3, starting to track down Lisa Salters now, who is currently in P2. Lisa Salters having a fantastic race, able to keep a Distinct Crimson even within his sights is quite the chore indeed. There are some incredibly fast racers on this track here in the Pro Division for the A3T, again sponsored by Six Sigma Sim Racing. Go and check those guys out for all of your sim racing necessities, y'all. Got a website and all that good stuff. Peyton May, what's going on? Murray. Yeah, poor controller indeed. Bro, I don't even know what day it is. Peyton. Oh my God. Yeah. All right, so now Distinct open up a 2-second gap to Lisa Salters in P2. Meanwhile, Distinct Artemis in a very nice position in P3. Our lone female racer here in the Pro Division showing her prowess and racecraft here tonight. Having a fantastic race thus far. We are only just about to approach the 12-minute mark in this race, so 48 minutes remaining to go in this race. Lots of race still to be happening here. Distinct Crimson in P1, Lisa Salters in P2, Distinct Artemis in P3, Thunder Runner here in P4, followed by a Gummy Ice Cube and EER Ace Racing. Somebody got it wrong back there. Oh, Seanan Staley and Ridwan. Ridwan not having a good race tonight. Unfortunate. He is one of the fast guys here in the Pro Division. Falls back to P9. Remy falls back into P8. CB Matt moves up into P7 here. ERA Racing moves up into P6. The Gummy Ice Cube just ahead in P5. So, Seanan Staley in P10. Distinct Crimson now opening up a 2.7 second gap over Lisa Salters, make that 2.6, back to 2.7. They're going back and forth. They are on the times there. Either way, Lisa Salters not far behind at all, with Distinct Artemis closing up the gap to Lisa Salters. The runner here in P4, followed by a Gummy Ice Cube in P5. Thunder Runner may be coming under a threat from Gummy Ice Cube here now, down to just 9/10 of a second lead has Thunder Runner over Gummy Ice Cube. ERA Racing in P6, CB Matt into P7, Remy into P8. On the defensive, they're not entirely sure why, as Remy wasn't really that close. But now definitely is. Ridwan in P9, Seaman Staley in P10. Trying to find y'all a battle. Really isn't one on the field right now. Oh, Remy just got around CB Matt there. Missed that. Remy opening up a 1 second lead over CB Matt though. Meanwhile, Ridwan is closing up that gap to CB Matt as well. Ian Staley holding it down back there. Keeping on, keeping on. Love to see that. Now Distinct Crimson actually losing a bit of time to Lisa Salters. That was like a 2.7 second lead. Now down to just a 2 second lead for Distinct Crimson. Distinct Artemis here, just 5.9 seconds back from Lisa Salters, who currently holds P2. Here comes Distinct. Going to be the first of our Pro Division racers to make a pit stop here. No Thunder Runner follows suit. No Thunder Runner's off and cruising. That'll give him P3. Agumi will move up into P4. We'll see what EPRA Racing does. Also going to continue on. That'll put him into P5 here. Remy does come into pit. Moves CB Matt up into P6. The Ridwan all over him now. Oh man. Woo-wee. Perhaps a little bit of a lag spike there causing that issue. Distinct coming out on a fresh set of tires and a full tank of gas into P8. Seaman up into P9. Remy comes out in P10, also with a fresh set of tires and a full tank of fuel in that race car. Meanwhile, Distinct Crimson able to hold on to his 2 second advantage over Lisa Salters. Thunder Runner up into P3. Been in quite the pretty position right now is Thunder Runner. Hey Greg, appreciate the like on the stream, and Peyton, appreciate the heart on the stream, my guy. Oh boy, howdy. Indeed, Jason, you are up late. Up late, my guy. Yes, sir, Peyton. 2 distinct drivers in here. So, Ridwan now coming into pit. Distinct Crimson still holding on to that 2 second advantage over Lisa Salters and maintaining that. Thunder Runner here in P3 holds a 3.2 second lead over Agumi Ice Cube here. EERA Racing here. Tongue Twister and a Half is that name. Let me tell you what. Sitting in P5 currently with CB Matt in P6 here. Distinct Artemis moving through the field now rather quickly up into P7. Distinct Crimson now comes in for a pit stop. Lisa Salters now will take over P1. So our second leader of the race here in the form of Lisa Salters now. Distinct coming out of the pits. Thunder Runner will move up into P2. And Gummy into P3. It's going to be really close. Yeah, Gummy will move into P3. Distinct will come out just behind the Gummy here in P4. EERA Racing diving in for a pit stop as well. Move CB Matt into P5. Distinct Artemis into P6. Siemens Staley follows suit. Will jump into the pits behind EERA Racing here. Here comes Remy now. And Ridwan for P9 and P10. Remy will move up into P7. Ridwan into P8. Whoop. ERA Racing come out just behind Ridwan here. So Lisa Salters with an 18.2 second advantage over Thunder Runner. Just 21 minutes left remaining in, 39 minutes left remaining in the race, just 21 minutes into the race, apologies. So Lisa Salters in P1 with an 18.2 second advantage over Thunder Runner in P2. A Gummy Ice Cube 3.8 seconds back from Thunder Runner. Holds P3. Distinct Crimson in P4 just 2.8 seconds and gaining big time. Make that 1.6. Now Distinct Crimson back into P3 for the second time in this race. Was 5.9 seconds behind Thunder Runner. Make that 5.6 seconds. Gaining time really quickly is Distinct Crimson. Distinct Artemis getting around CB Matt there. Moves up into P4 with a quickness there as they're coming through the S's into the uphill here. Distinct just pulling away now. Distinct Artemis, that is. Who follows her teammate who is in P3 in the form of Distinct Crimson. But Distinct Crimson now starting to catch up Thunder Runner now, just 4 seconds between those two. Meanwhile, here comes Lisa Salters. Coming into the pit. For his first pit stop here. Let's see, is Thunder Runner going to follow suit? We shall see. And perhaps he'll continue on one more lap, and it surely does look like it. Yes, indeed. Thunder Runner now will be the third racer to lead this race here with the A3T. Again, sponsored by Six Sigma Sim Racing, y'all. This has been a fantastic race thus far. Thunder Runner only leads this race by 2.9 seconds, though. Distinct Crimson is on the move in the BMW, the M6, in fact. Here comes Distinct Artemis. Will move up into P3 for the second time today. No, indeed will not. Lisa Salters in P3. He's just come out of the pits. Distinct Artemis might have been able to get that P3, but no. Distinct Artemis in P3, or in P4 with Lisa Salters in P3. Distinct Crimson here in P2, just 1.5 seconds now off from the back of Thunder Runner. Thunder Runner picking up a half-second penalty. Not going to be any good. Very likely going to lose him that position there as Distinct Crimson is flying. Now down to a half-second gap here. Look at 0.3 of a second. Ooh-wee, they're side by side. Distinct Crimson, Thunder Runner, Distinct gets the job done there, moves up into P1 again. Thunder Runner coming into the pits anyhow, doesn't mind losing that position, he was going to lose it anyhow. So now Distinct Crimson going to be leading this race by some ways here. We'll find out just shortly as soon as Lisa Salters comes around. At 12 seconds he's going to lead Lisa Salters. Now Distinct Artemis will move up into P3 for the second time here today. So the two Distinct drivers in P1 and P3 here. Both of them having a fantastic race. Yummy Ice Cube moves up into P4. Thunder Runner just coming out of the pits now, with Ridwan just behind him. Ridwan currently holding P6. Ridwan really flying through the S's here. Now they go side by side. Side by side through the chicane here. Ridwan backs out of it, lets Thunder Runner go. But not for long. Remy here in P7. Kind of want to stick with that little battle there. While we have potential battles on the racetrack, we need to catch them. Completely different lines from these two racers. They're about to go side by side again. Here they go. Ridwan and Thunder Runner. Ridwan will have the inside for this tied right-hander. Oh, Thunder looking for the old switcheroo. And they're side by side again. Ridwan got the inside for this next corner. Thunder tucks back in. Ridwan getting a little bit sideways. Thunder all over him. With 0.2 of a second separate the two. Ridwan going from 0.2 of a second to 0.7 of a second, gains a half a second right there on Thunder Runner through that last portion of the racetrack. Meanwhile, Remy here looking strong in P7, just 4.3 seconds behind these two. If they keep battling, that'll give Remy a chance to catch up to him. We got ERA's racing here in P8 with Seaman Stanley in P9. CB Matt still holding it down in P10. Just keep it on. Absolutely love to see that. He is gaining on Seaman Stanley as well. Distinct Crimson leading this race by 12.5 seconds over Lisa Salters. And Distinct Artemis in P3, just 9.5 seconds behind Lisa Salters here. Yummy Ice Cube sitting in P4, 12.7 seconds behind Distinct Artemis here. We got Ridwan in P5, 6.2 seconds behind the Yummy Ice Cube. Thunder Runner in P6, 1.2 second advantage for Ridwan. Remy in P7 here, 4.6 seconds behind Thunder Runner. Just about to approach 1 minute and 15 seconds away from the halfway mark in this race, so loads of racing to go here. ERA in P8, Steenen in P9, CB Matt here in P10. Distinct still holding that 12.8 second advantage over Lisa Salters in P2. I'll tell you, I love the side of that Mazda, man. Artemis here in Q3 for the second time today, and by a good distance. Got 11 seconds in front of her and 11 seconds behind her, so sitting real pretty is Distinct Artemis. Having herself a fantastic race today here at the Glen. Yummy Ice Cube in P4 also having a great race as well. Sitting in P4, Ridwan currently P5, still being chased down by Thunder Runner, has gathered up a 2.3 second advantage, but how long will that hold with tire degradation coming into play? Thunder Runner sitting in P6, Remy in P7. Remy pulling fastest time, his fastest time by 0.2 of a second, so on the move is Remy. ERA Racing still holding down P8 with Seaman Staley in P9. B Matt still right there behind Seaman. Making 2.8 seconds now behind Seaman Staley. Also pulling his fastest time on the racetrack. Indeed, Earl, great battles happening for sure, man. For sure. Like to get y'all where there's a battle going on, but there really isn't one right now. Closest thing is Thunder Runner trying to catch up to Ridwan here. Just having reached just over the halfway mark in this race. Loads of racing yet to come. Appreciate having you here, Earl, and everyone else. Thank you all, thank you. Get the likes and the shares, all that good stuff. If you are here for the first time and you like the commentary, you like the racing that you see here, we do commentary for a couple of other leagues as well as do some racing myself, and from time to time a little Call of Duty or Battlefield 2042. Thunder Runner still holding on to P6. Remy 4.7 seconds back, holding on to P7. We got ERA Racing still holding on to P8. Seanan still holding on to P9, and CB Matt here still trying to chase down Seanan Staley here for that 9th position. Distinct Crimson, meanwhile, 13.8 seconds up the road from Lisa Salters, who holds on to P2. Distinct Artemis, 15.3 seconds behind Lisa Salters, but currently in a great position, holding on to P3, 9.4 seconds ahead of a Gummy Ice Cube. A Gummy Ice Cube may be coming under threat from Ridwan. Woo-wee! Ridwan gets that corner just ever so on the outside of it every time, man. Just pushing the track limits here at the Glen. I'm talking right on the edge of things. But Ridwan holding on to P5, Thunder Runner holding on to P6, Remy holding on to P7 here. ERA's Racing in P8, Seaman Staley in P9. We got CB Matt in P10 here. Still holding it together. About the same exact distance between him and Seaman as has been for quite some many laps here now. Distinct Crimson here really trying to run away with this race. Got a 14.5 second gap over Lisa Salters now. Distinct also using every inch of the racetrack available to him. Give me an on board your race leader. Fastest lap belongs to the man that we are on board with right now in the form of Distinct Crimson with a blazing fast race lap of a 143.876. That is flat out moving. There it is. You'll see your race leader head for his final pit stop of the race. I'll tell you what, man, that guy makes that BMW look good because I've been racing in that BMW now for about the past month and a half, and it is one wild car. Boy, howdy, it will get loose on you in a heartbeat. Let us see now where Lisa Salters going to take back that P1 position here. Now will Distinct Artemis move up into P2? Doesn't look... Yeah. Distinct Artemis now up into P2. Teammate Distinct Crimson coming out just 3.4 seconds behind. Uh, 21.5 minutes remain in this race. And the Ice Cube now up into P4. 3.8 seconds behind Distinct Crimson now. See what he sees up in front of him there and behind. Oh crap, wrong button, sorry. There we go. Put back on and do that again here. There's Gummy. Nothing to worry about behind him. 3-point-second advantage over Ridwan thus far. Ridwan holding on to P5. Thunder Runner 5.9 seconds behind him. Get back onto our TV camera view here. Ridwan currently holding on to P5, just 3.2 seconds behind a Gummy Ice Cube here. Thunder Runner holding on to P6, 5.8 seconds now behind Ridwan. There goes Ridwan into the pit stop for potentially his final pit for this race here in the Pro Division with the A3T, again sponsored by Six Sigma Sim Racing. Y'all go and check them out for any of your sim racing needs, y'all. I'm told they got a website even. LJ, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate that like on the stream. How we doing tonight, my friend? How we doing? Hope you and yours are well, buddy. So, Remy moving up into P6 now. Ridwan falling down into P7. Coming out of the pits just ahead of EERA's Racing here. Matt holding on to P9 now. Keenan falling back into P10. Just pit though. Oh, Lisa Salter is still leading the way here with a 21-second lead over Distinct Artemis. Artemis now leading her teammate. Well, Distinct Artemis will come in for her final pit stop of the race. Distinct Crimson moves back into P2. A Gummy Ice Cube coming into the pits as well. Currently in P4. Let's see what Thunder Runner does. Thunder Runner will continue on and pick up P3. Again here for the second time for him as well, being in P3 tonight. Having a great race here at the Glen. Through 42 minutes of racing, finds himself into P3 again. And Remy finding himself in P4 with just 18 minutes remaining in this race as we are into the latter stages of this race. And the Ice Cube comes out in P5 with Distinct Artemis all over him. P6. Ridwan here in P7, 4.1 seconds back from Distinct Artemis. Absolutely flying through the chicane is Ridwan. ERA Racing in P8, CD Matt in P9, Seaman here in P10. Lisa Salter's now leading this race by 22.5 seconds. Absolutely clipping along still. That Mazda does sound awesome. I love it, Greg. There are those that think it's an annoying sound, and I think they nailed it. I think it's just exactly what it should sound like. But cleanly holding on to that 22.5 second lead over Distinct Crimson. So Remy now taking a pit stop, comes in on fumes. Oh, there was a battle. The battle here. Distinct Artemis getting around a Gummy Ice Cube here. Distinct Artemis moving back up into P4. Great battling going on right here between these two as they come into the S's up the hill. Moving on into the chicane. Distinct Artemis going a bit defensively here. I don't blame her. But here comes Ridwan in the background now, gaining time on these two. Sounds like an F1 car, right? A little bit, yeah, it really does. So now is Gummy going to come under threat from Ridwan here? This really the closest battle on the racetrack. Now Thunder Runner coming in for his final pit stop. Gummy getting back around to Distinct Artemis now. The battle continues for fourth place here between 4, 5, and 6. 3 racers all involved here. Thunder Runner gonna drop down into P6 for the time being, just now coming out. He'll fall in just behind Ridwan, Distinct Artemis, and a Gummy Ice Cube. Looking very, very solid finishing position as there's just 14 minutes remaining left in this race. Has positioned himself for a great finish here, has Thunder Runner. Meanwhile, Distinct Artemis now coming under threat from Ridwan. Salter's making that pit stop. Let's see where he comes out at. Fresh set of tires. At a 21-second lead. Let's see where that's going to get him. Hey, Earl, appreciate the thumbs up on the stream, as well as Steven and LJ. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you. Lisa Salter is going to come out just behind Distinct Crimson now. Good stuff right there. Down 11 seconds. From Distinct Crimson, Gummy Ice Cube, meanwhile, in P3 here. Distinct Artemis still holding on to P4. Ridwan looks to the inside. They've been getting it to move done. Now Distinct able to hold him off thus far. Side by side as they come through the S's. Distinct Artemis just able to edge out Ridwan there. Fantastic racing between these two. Ridwan now looking to the outside as they start to come into the chicane, decides to back out of it to attack another turn. Oh, brilliant racing. And here comes Thunder Runner. I'm looking at the outside. Can he get the move done on the outside? No, Distinct holds him off. Meanwhile, here comes Thunder Runner, and I'm telling you, he's catching up quick. It's 1.5 second deficit now. Ridwan and Distinct Artemis battling out here for that P4 position. Here they come again through the S's. Good one, creeping again. Just about side by side. Good one, pulls in behind again. Very wise racer is Ridwan. Opting to not go too wide through the chicane there. Indeed, Earl, I find myself rooting for Thunder as well. He's catching him. He's catching him. He's 1.4 seconds now behind. With that 1.3. Make it 1.2, 1.1. Here comes Thunder Runner. Meanwhile, Distinct Artemis and Ridwan, and now Thunder Runner right there, closing that gap on Gummy Ice Cube, and Gummy picks up a half a second penalty. That's no good for Gummy. Thunder Runner getting around Ridwan there. Now all over the back of Distinct Artemis, Thunder Runner moves up into position into P5. Now all over the back of P4 in the form of Distinct Artemis. Thunder looking to the inside, opts to just tuck back in. Ooh, Ridwan getting a little bit sideways back there. Oh no, Thunder Runner picking up himself a half second penalty now. May give Ridwan back to position. Gummy just having served his. Oh no, not quite yet. Oh, they're getting frosty in here. Keeping it frosty, I should say. Getting spicy. Now here comes Ridwan. We'll see if Ridwan can get back that P5. Whilst Thunder Runner serves his penalty, Thunder Runner really closing up that gap on Distinct. Here comes Ridwan. Does get the position back. Meanwhile, Distinct Artemis catching Gummy Ice Cube up. Now just 9/10 of a second separating them. This is going to turn out for a four-way battle here for P3 with just 7.5 minutes remaining in this race. Oh boy, howdy. We're in for a race finish here tonight. These Salters firmly in P2, Distinct Crimson firmly into P1. Big battle coming up for P3 here. Come on, taking a look to the inside of Distinct, does not try to make the move though. Meanwhile, Thunder Runner catching up to the back of Ridwan again. Oh, now Distinct and Thunder Runner both pick up a half second penalty. This could give Ridwan P4. Wow, what a battle. Here comes Thunder Runner all over the back of Ridwan, though, really trying to tighten up that gap as they come in to serve this penalty. And here they come. Does manage to get around Distinct Artemis here into P4. Meanwhile, Thunder Runner all over the back of Distinct Artemis now. Ridwan's going to go try to track down Gummy Ice Cube. Gummy holding a 2-second advantage over them thus far. As we're just about to approach the 5-minute mark, now Gummy picks up another half-second penalty. Oh, that could lose him P3. Giving it up to Ridwan. Ridwan now gaining a 1.8 second advantage over Thunder Runner. Has just gotten around Distinct Artemis there. Distinct getting it a bit wide there on that corner. Ridwan working hard to catch up to a Gummy Ice Cube. Lap 31, under 5 minutes to go in this Pro Division race here with the A3T, again sponsored by Six Sigma Sim Racing. Ridwan goes a little bit wide there. Go and check out Six Sigma Sim Racing for any and all of your sim racing necessities, y'all. They got a website and all. Using up the tires, going to be close. Indeed, indeed. Yes, sir, slideways. Here comes Ridwan, taking a look to the inside of Gummy Ice Cube. Not going to get the job done here. Gummy holding him off. Here comes Thunder Runner, though. Just 1.2 seconds back from Ridwan now. Make that 1 second back from Ridwan. Ridwan gets it wrong again. Taps the wall there. Slows him down big time. That went from a 1 second to a 0.6 of a second lead over Thunder Runner. Meanwhile, Gummy holds on to the P3 for the time being. Now about to come under attack from Thunder Runner. Man, oh man. There's 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this race, y'all. 2 more laps potentially. Thunder Runner all over the back of Ridwan now, just 1/10 of a second. All over him. He's nearly a bumper sticker coming in through the chicane. Meanwhile, Ridwan gaining on some ground again on the Gummy Ice Cube here. Thunder Runner taking a look to the inside of Ridwan. But just having a little look-skis. Oh, Ridwan leaves the door open. Here comes Thunder. Unable to do it that time. Ridwan holding him off. Gummy locking him up there a little bit. Thunder Runner taking a look to the inside again on Ridwan. Just relentlessly all over the back of that Porsche in the Lexus. Gummy and Ridwan both going a little bit wide there. An ultimate lap right here, y'all. Ridwan sits in P4 just behind a Gummy Ice Cube who holds on to P3. Thunder Runner in P5. Distinct Artemis in P6 picked up another half-second penalty. Unfortunate for her. Remy here in P7. CB Match in P8. ERA Racing in P9. Scene and Staley in P10. Let's get back up to Distinct. Crimson holds the race lead by 16.1 seconds over Lisa Salters, who currently sits in P through a Gummy Ice Cube here in P3, followed by Ridwan, just 9/10 of a second down. Make that 8/10 of a second down. Thunder Runner just a half a second back from Ridwan. Oh, we got a battle here for P4, 5, and 3 here. This is going to be intense, coming right down to the wire. Do believe these guys will get in one more lap, but it's going to be really close. Gummy doing all that that racer can do to maintain that P3, doing a fantastic job so far. Here goes Thunder Runner around the inside, and Ridwan does get that position, and now Gummy going to come under threat from Thunder Runner. Let's go! Incredible race. These racers will get one more lap. Thunder Runner, one more lap to potentially grab away that P3 from a Gummy Ice Cube. Gummy holding a 1.2 second advantage now over Thunder Runner. Thunder Runner opening up a nearly 2 second advantage over Ridwan. Remy will finish in P7. Ridwan now picking up a half-second penalty. That's going to put him out of contention for that P4 spot. Ridwan picking up a half-second. I think that's what I said. I might have said Remy. Apologies. Ooh, Thunder getting a little slideways there at the end of the chicane there. But still managing. Oh. Yeah, still managing to gain some ground on a Gummy Ice Cube. Not much time for Thunder Runner to grab this position away from Gummy Ice Cube. Oh, man. Woo-wee! Distinct Crimson comes across the line in P1. Lisa Salters in P2. Here comes Gummy. Just 9/10 of a second now separate the two. Thunder Runner well within the slipstream. 2 more corners to go. 8/10 of a second. Looks like Gummy's got it. And Gummy will take P3. Thunder Runner coming in with a P4 finish, though. Gummy Ice Cube all sorts of happy there with that P3 finish. Thunder Runner in P4. Ridwan in P5. Distinct Artemis will come across the line in P6. Remy gets P7. CB Matt gets P8. EERA Racing will get P9. And Seaman Staley will round out your field for P10. But wow, what a race right there at the end. Man, that was a battle for P3. Man alive, boy howdy, let me tell you what. Great racing here at the Pro Division.